Pre-Mega, Froslass has a base stat total of 480. That's technically higher than Bibarel, 65 points higher than Ferret, 65 higher than Dunsparce. Genuinely scraping the bottom of the barrel for compliments here. And yet, Mega Froslass has a 63.8% win rate and is the top Mega in Pokemon Champions VGC. She's a wet bin bag in a wedding dress with the stats of a Route 1 filler, and she's breaking the format! We need to talk about that. The plan is stupidly simple. Mega Evolve, Snow goes up, drop the Aurora Veil, spam Blizzard. Snow makes Blizzard 100% accurate, and boosts every ice type's defense by 50%. So suddenly the glass cannon's not so glass anymore. Slight problem. The rest of the team's built to keep her alive long enough to do that. Milotic with competitive Incineroar intimidates. Milotic gets +2 special attack. 62% of teams run Incineroar, so this Pokemon basically prints damage. Espathra, speed boost, Calm Mind, Baton Pass. Stat stacks for 2 turns, then donates everything to Milotic or Mega Froslass. Scizor with Bullet Punch and an Occa Berry to live the 1 Heat Wave. Dragonite with Yachi Berry as the Ice Resist Revenge Killer. And Incineroar, because if everyone else is using it, then why can't I? The replica code is on screen right now, feel free to try it out yourself. And with that being said, let's jump into the games. Alright, a pretty strong opponent, to be honest with you. The Delphox is going to be Mega Delphox, of course. Of course, have Sneasler on the team. Kingambit's a threat. I think Froslass can handle, obviously, Garchomp. It can also handle Delphox to an extent. If I'm thinking Espathra is a good idea here, I can definitely see them bringing Kingambit due to the fact that the Incineroar can give it an Intimidate and then a Defiant boost, so got to be careful of that. So we'll bring the Ostrich, or Emu, whatever it is, and then I'm thinking, because we're going to see a Sneasler lead, I reckon, I'm thinking Dragonite could be good. Could be very good. Or Milotic. I think I'm going to go Milotic as the lead, but I am going to bring the Dragonite, I think. Or I'm going to bring the Scizor, and then the Froslass in the back, and that's how we're going to play this one. All right, the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Jordan. Let's see what they've brought to the table. They brought Frigoraph and Garchomp. Okay, not bad setup for us because we led with the Ostrich and the Milotic. Now, none of these Pokemon can really do much to the Ostrich, so I'm just going to go straight for a Calm Mind here. Don't see any reason why not to. The idea with the Ostrich is to bring it in, get these boosts, and then Baton Pass it into the Froslass and just sweep, basically. So that's what we're going for. Now, I'm going to Icy Wind here just to lower the speed of the Garchomp and also get some damage off on it, of course. There's the Calm Mind. We outspeed everything on the field, apparently, so it's a slow Garchomp, apparently. The Frigoraph could have Trick Room, and I am aware of that. We just don't know whether it will or not. So there's the Crunch. It's going to sting a little bit. Crunch on the Garchomp. Interesting. So we go for the Icy Wind, though. That's going to do a bit of damage to the Garchomp there. Nice 50%. That's good. That's good damage, that is. That's very good damage. Oh, it was a crit. That was a crit. Okay, so now they also have the Citrus Berry, which is good to know. No, not anymore, they don't. And the Trick Room has come, so that is scary in its own right. We're going to have to try and stall out the Trick Room, I reckon. So obviously we've just slowed them down. Probably not the best play in the world to do. Frigoraph is the problem, so I'm going to go for a Protect now with you. And we want to get rid of that Garchomp, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, well, actually, no, I'm going to Life Dew. I'm going to get some health back on the Ostrich. They withdraw the Frigoraph, which is fine. And they go into Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt's an interesting one, so I like Belly Bolt. He's a cool looking guy. I just don't want to use him for anything, ever. So we protect against that Crunch, which is great. And we're going to get some health back from the Life Dew as well, which is fantastic. Obviously, my Milotic's health is full, and hopefully it remains that way. And the Ostrich is going to get some health back, which is great. Fantastic. There's the speed boost, obviously. And now I'm leaning towards just going for a Baton Pass into the Froslass, because I will go last, but I know I can have a Crunch. But the problem is, what about that Belly Bolt? What's it going to attack? I know it wants to attack the Milotic here, but I'm going to go for that Baton Pass anyway. There we go. And then I'm going to go for a... I want to go for a Life Dew, just in case the Froslass takes some damage coming in. That would be ideal. And I think it will take some damage coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Parabolic Charge. Doesn't affect Garchomp, obviously, and that hits everyone on the field. Hopefully this doesn't get KO'd by Crunch here, because of the damage that was dealt to it. Rock Slide? Oh, okay, we can need that. As long as we don't flinch, we're fine. As long as we don't flinch, we're fine. There's the Life Dew. Get that Ostrich's health back up. I just realised that we went first because of the Trick Room. And there's the baton pass. There we go. Nicely done. So now we're going to have a Froslass at like +3 speed and +1 special attack and special defense, which is great. Because then when they get the snow boost, we've got an all-around defense boost, which is fantastic. So Banshee, come on in. Nice and shiny. Leftovers are here. And then what we're going to do is, I'm leaning towards just protecting here. In fact, I am going to protect here. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go for... I want to go for a life steal to get my health back, because that belly bolt's definitely going to attack me. I need the trick room gone. That's the main issue that I'm having here. So I'm thinking Scold on the Garchomp to get a burn, potentially. I am going to go for the Scold on the Garchomp to get the burn, actually. That makes most sense. So we protect with Froslass. I didn't want to get my Snow up just yet. I don't like protecting on the first turn as I Mega Evolve, because then you lose a turn of the Snow that you could really use. So there's the Parabolic Charge. It's going to do a bit of damage to my Milotic. Nothing too drastic. And there was nothing to really heal. So there's the Crunch on the Froslass, which is fine. And then we give that Skull. It should do a nice chunk of damage, but also maybe burn. Burn would be nice. No? Okay. When does the Trick Room run out? I think it's this turn, right? No? Okay. Okay. So we don't have that. So I need to Aurora Veil, ideally. I need to Aurora Veil. Do I Mega Evolve an Aurora Veil? Or do I just Blizzard right off the bat? I reckon best bet is to... I think for longevity, Aurora Veil. And then for you, I'm going to go for a Life Dew to get some health back, because I know my Froslass is definitely getting attacked here. So we're going to Mega Evolve our Froslass now, like so, which is fantastic. Being very fast. Very, very fast right now. High special attack and special defense. There's the Snow. And then they go for that Parabolic Charge, which doesn't affect the Garchomp, obviously. It's going to affect us, though. Antisocial nearly went down there. Very nearly went down there. Garchomp goes for the Crunch. No crit. Ooh, that was some damage. And our defense dropped. Great. There's the Life Dew, and then we're going to get the Aurora Veil up, which is going to be nice. Very, very nice. Hopefully the Trick Room wears off this turn. Otherwise, we're going to have to protect again. And I'd rather not do that. I would rather not do that. But regardless, we've got a boost. There's the Twisted Dimensions going back to normal. That's what we like to see. So now there's no reason not to go for a Blizzard and a Scold here. And now I think they withdraw the Garchomp to go into Farigiraf. Could be completely wrong. Either way, I want to attack that Belly Bolt first with a Scold. Because I need this Blizzard to KO that as well. So Blizzard comes through. Nice amount of damage on both parties there. The Garchomp is obviously gone. But we did activate the Electromorphosis on the Belly Bolt. So we could go down to a Parabolic Charge here. Could. There's the Scold. Can we get KO? I don't think we do. No, we don't. Definitely don't. We definitely don't. We charged it up loads though. There. So Parabolic Charge is going to KO the Milotic and get some health back. But Froslass is sitting pretty right now. Froslass is looking very good right now, in fact. Very, very, very good. So Antisocial goes down the Sociable. And we've obviously got Sizzle here. So I'm going to bring Sizzle right on in. Because if they bring in the Farigiraf to try and get that Trick Room up, I'm going to Bug Bite it in the face. So we go Sizzle. We reveal that we have brought the Sizzle. They go Delphox. Ah, that's a problem. So, if that's the case, if that's how we're going to play it, I definitely want to just Shadow Ball this Delphox. And then I'm going to Bug Bite the Belly Bolt. Now, we should outspeed Belly Bolt here. Should. If my math is mathing. Alright, they're going to Mega Evolve. That's fine. Are we going to see a Protect on the Mega? Maybe they want to get rid of that Snow. Potentially. Potentially. You never know. You never know. Let's see if they manage it, though. So, Belly Bolt goes for that Protect. That's fine. Please let this KO the Delphox. That's all I need. Shadow Ball, please KO the Delphox. +1. It did indeed. Down goes the Delphox. Froslass, the GOAT. And not because it has those horns. Alright, Farigiraf comes back in. Now, we can't Shadow Ball this thing because it is part normal, obviously. What I'm going to have to do here is go for a Blizzard. Now, they can't Protect with a Belly Bolt. It will go down to this Blizzard, the Belly Bolt will. And if they try for a double Protect, I mean, they could. And then we're going to go for a Bug Bite on Friggraff. Why are we not going for a Bullet Punch? Because it likely has that Armor Tail ability, which blocks priority moves. Right, the Belly tried for the double protect, and it failed. We get that nice Blizzard off at +1. Oh, yes, some damage right there. And that seals my opponent's fate, I'm afraid. As we're going to take this thing out of a Bug Bite real quick. There we go. Nom, 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 nom. Down goes the Friggraff, and we win the first game of the video. Nicely done, Mega Froslass, with the help of the Ostrich, of course. GG. All right, we've got an interesting team. So it looks like it could be a potential Trick Room team with the Araquanid, the Torkoal, and then, of course, the Chandelure. But I don't think it will be. I don't think they'll bring that anyway. I'm looking at this matchup and I'm thinking, Ostrich, you're not coming this game. I think Incineroar is coming this game. He's going to be one of the first ones out. Milotic could put in work against the Aerodactyl. I am worried about the Lucario, for sure. I think I lead with Incineroar and Dragonite. And then we bring Milotic. And obviously we bring the Froslass. I think that's the way to go here, and that's what I'm going to do. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Arcanine Admirer Vrainer. I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name right. Meowscarada and Aerodactyl is the perfect lead for us. Kinda. We're both weak to Rock Slide, but we're going to get that Intimidate off, which is going to be nice. Let's see if this is a Mega Aerodactyl or not. I realise it probably is. But the Lucario could also be, so you know. What do I want to fake out? I'm going to fake out the Meowscarada. No, I'm going to fake out the Aerodactyl because it's the biggest threat. And then we're going to go for a Breaking Swipe to lower their attack even further than the Intimidate already has. So, fake out comes through. The Aerodactyl is going to potentially have a Sash broken, which is great. Triple Axle comes through on the Meowscarada. I always forget about Triple Axle. Come on. Come on. Ah, that's annoying. So, I heard Triple Axle got buff, but I haven't actually looked into it. What's the deal with that? Is there a buff to Triple Axle? Let me know, I guess. Right, so. We are in a good position still. We can bring Froslass in straight away right now. I think. I'm going to bring it in. The Banshee. I'm thinking Meowscarada goes ahead and switches into the Torkoal here. So I think what I'm going to do is I kind of want a Parting Shot on the Meowscarada, expecting this, or just Flare Blitz it, because why not? Let's go for the Flare Blitz. I want to Mega Evolve afterwards, so I'm going to protect without Mega Evolving on the Froslass here, as per the strategy. They did withdraw the Meowscarada. We're going to see Torkoal. Dante, that is the Torkoal, right? No, it's the Chandelure. Very interesting. So we go for the... Oh, there's the Protect on the Aerodactyl. Good to know. And then we obviously Protect. So let's see how this plays out. So they're probably going to get a Flash Fire boost now. Yep, looks like they are Flash Fire, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Now, I'm going to go for a Throat Chop on the Chandelure. And I'm going to switch this Froslass out of here into Milotic. Milotic definitely needs to come in to handle this thing. It's the only thing I can really think to do with it. So we withdraw Froslass. We don't want to waste you just yet. You could still be really good for this game. Bring Milotic in. Nicely done. They are Mega Chandelure, which is really interesting. Mega Chandelure is a really cool design. I know it's just bigger Chandelier, whatever. That's most Megas, right? Tailwind comes through, so now that is a fast Chandelure right there. A very fast and very threatening one. So there's the Heat Wave. We eat that, right? Yes, we do. That's correct. And then we go for that Throat Chop. There we go for the Throat Chop on the Chandelure. Nice chunk of damage. I enjoyed that damage. That was good damage. That Chandelure is not making much of an impact right now. Even with Energy Ball. I'm not too worried. I think we just Throat Chop it. And then we Scold the Aerodactyl. That's what I think we do. I can see an Energy Ball come into Milotic right now, but like, nah. They withdrew. Okay, are we going to see a Torkoal come in? Meowscarada, good shout. Very good shout. We get. Oh, we see the Rock Slide. Stings the Incineroar just a little bit. Can we not get Flinch, please? That'd be great. We get the Scald off on the Aerodactyl, which is fantastic. Can we take that thing out? Not quite. Can we get the burn at least? That'd be nice. No burn. And Incineroar flinched. I'm going to make out right now. I went for Flare Blitz with Incineroar right there. It flinched. That's hacks. No, I'm going to go for a Flare Blitz right now on the Meowscarada, and then I'm also going to go for a Protect with the Milotic. I really want to preserve this Milotic as much as I can. It's definitely going to be useful. Protect on the Milotic comes through, completely immune to whatever they go for next. And then they go for a Flower Trick, and it's obviously not going to work, but it does change them into a Grass type, which is great. Now, as long as we can live a Rock Slide here with Tiny. Come on. Yes! No flinch. Please no flinch. There we go. Flare Blitz comes through on the Grass type Meowscarada. Down it goes. Yes, there we go. Nicely done by the Incineroar. And then the Incineroar is going to go down here. So now we do have to be careful. What do we have to be careful of? Tailwind. It's still there. Mocking me. So we need to take out the incoming Chandelure with Milotic, pretty much. So I'm going to bring in Froslass now. And I'm really hoping this we don't get screwed over here. So we bring Froslass in. Nicely done. And then there's the Lucario, which isn't going to Mega Evolve, obviously, but it is a problem because it's a Steel type. So either way here, I'm going to Protect with my Froslass. And I'm going to go for the Icy Wind, I think. I'm going to go for the Icy Wind. Just because it'll KO the Aerodactyl, but it'll also lower the Lucario's speed, which would be nice. We don't want that thing to be too fast. It can be fast. Not really. In Tailwind, it definitely is. Alright, there's the Protect on the Aerodactyl. That's fine. Preserving itself. As we also did the same thing on Banshee here. Now. There you go for that close combat on the Milotic. That's fine. I could have gone for a Scald there to KO that thing. That did a lot of damage. And it's worrying why that did a lot of damage. The Aerodactyl does Protect, which is fantastic for them. Icy Wind's going to lower that Lucario's speed whilst doing a bit of chip. Nothing too drastic. The fact that they lost... where's the Tailwind going to go? When's the Tailwind going to go? Please just tell me why. There it is. Right, it's gone. So, the Aerodactyl's going to have to go for a Tailwind here. I'm going to Mega Evolve and I want to go for that Aurora Veil. Or do I want to go for the Blizzard? I think I want to go for Blizzard. I'm going to go ahead and go for Blizzard. And then I'm going to go for a Scald on the Lucario. I think that's the best way to go about this. Because they Tailwind... Because I think Aerodactyl still outspeeds Mega Froslass. So they Tailwind to get the Lucario to get a nice Steel type move on the Froslass. And I have to hope that we can live thanks to the Snow defense boost on Ice types. So let's see how this goes. So there's the Tailwind as predicted. Yep, there we go. That's fine. I hope I've done this right. I really hope I've done this right. Meteor Mash, they connect. Can we live? We live, which is great. Fantastic even. There's the Blizzard. Lucario took some right damage right there. And I think we've won this one now. I think we've won this one because we froze the Lucario as well. That's insane. Insane. So I don't want Froslass to go down. I know they're going to go for a Heat Wave with the Chandelure most likely. But with it going down and not having a partner, we can just Protect with Froslass and then Scald with Milotic. Easy. That's all we need to do. There's Dante, the Mega Chandelure. Nice and shiny. I'm going to Protect, like I said I would, because they outspeed us thanks to the Tailwind. And then we just Scald this thing, and that should be the game. We might see a forfeit. We might see a lot of people forfeit on the ladder, you know. Protect comes through on the Froslass, which is fantastic. And then they go for a Shadow Ball on Milotic, which is going to sting. We do live, though. And there's the Scald. And down goes Dante. Down it goes. And that's coming into the game. So, GG. That was a pretty fun one. I enjoyed that one quite thoroughly, to be honest with you. I've been really enjoying doubles in general. Alrighty then, looks like we've got ourselves a Weather War because we do have a Tyranitar. Now, they're going to look at my Froslass and they're probably going to think, yeah, we're bringing Tyranitar. Now, this also makes it difficult for me to bring the Ostrich because it is also weak to Tyranitar. So, Tyranitar definitely would say is coming. I think I lead off with the Scizor. Now, they could bring Rotom Heat expecting this. And I don't see a Defiant Mon. I do see some physical attackers though. So I'm thinking Incineroar as well. And then I'm thinking Milotic would be useful. But they do have that Venusaur they could bring. It could be a Mega Venusaur for all I know. So I'm kind of debating whether to bring the Ostrich or not. With that stored power. We could potentially do some stuff there in the back. But Venusaur, we do have obviously this. We've got this. We've got the Blizzarding. I don't think we need to bring all 4 Mons for that. So I think Milotic could be a good shout. No, I think Dragonite's better. And then obviously we're bringing Froslass. So yeah, that seems alright. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Romeo. The Venusaur Admirer. So the Venusaur's definitely the focus of that team. Right, Rotom, Vitini, and Corviknight. Nicely done. Nicely done. So we bring in Scizor and the Incineroar, of course. Now, obviously what I want to do here is I want to get Scizor out of here for a start. That Intimidate just mirror armored back to me. That's fantastic. I think what I'm doing here is I'm going to go ahead and switch out. Now, they're probably going to go for an overheat. But Scizor cannot do anything here. So, what we're going to need to do is go into... I'm thinking Dragonite. And then we fake out the Rotom right here. That seems like the best option. I don't really see what the Corviknight's doing here. I don't really face Corviknight a lot in this game. I'll be real with you. Very rare that I see Corviknight. So, let's go Retro. The Dragonites. And then we go for a fake out on the Rotom. That's fantastic. Bit of chip. Nothing too drastic. Flinched. Awesome. There's the Tailwind. So, Tailwind is a problem, but at the same time, both the Pokemon I have on the field don't really care about Rotom right now. Unless they're going to burn me. They could burn. Very well could be. I'm going to Thunder Punch the Corviknight, and then what I'm also going to do is a Flare Blitz the Corviknight. We're going to double up on it. I'm not too bothered about the Rotom. I think, if anything, they do... they switch out the Corviknight. Let's see what they're going to. Primarina is not expecting a Thunder Punch, that's for sure. Electro Web. That's fine. Oh, we avoided it with the Incineroar, which is nice. It does break our multiscale, but it's fine. It lowers our speed, obviously. But I'm not too worried about that, because Primarina is still pretty slow. So Flare Blitz comes through. Nicely done. Nothing, not massive damage or anything, but, you know, it is what it is. And then we go for a Thunder Punch, which is going to do a nice chunk of damage. A very nice chunk of damage, in fact. If that Citrus Berry wasn't there, I'd say we could have extreme speeded that one to death, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to Thunder Punch you again, because I think we do outspeed the Primarina. And then I'm going to go ahead and Parting Shot on the Rotom. Because Dazzling Gleam, we can take a Dazzling Gleam. I know we can take a Dazzling Gleam with the Dragonite. There's the Electro Reb, though. So I'm just going to slow us down this turn. I'm pretty confident we can take a Dazzling Gleam, unless they have Hyper Voice or something. They gave the Hyper Voice, that's fine. So Incineroar can eat that, that's no problem. And then our moves are going to go next. So we're going to get that Primarina out of the way. Eat our Citrus Berry, of course. There's the Thunder Punch. Should KO. Does KO. Primarina goes down, which is fantastic. Dragonite putting in the work. You got to love the GOAT. The OG Dragon. The OG Dragon. There's the Parting Shot. And that's obviously going to lower the offenses of the Rotom, making even less of a threat. So I'm not really too worried about the Rotom right now. What I am worried about is what we do next. So I'm going to bring Froslass in. I think it's time Froslass came onto the field here. So Banshee, come on in. We haven't got our boost this time. We're still unboosted, as you could say. There's the Corviknight coming in, so that's a good play. Corviknight is definitely their best option here. I'm thinking Thunder Punch on the Corviknight. They have Tailwind anyway, so I'm not really bothered about the Electro Web and all that stuff. What I'm going to do is, because they could have Defog on the Corviknight for the Aura Veil, but I do want to get it up. But I don't at the same time. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Protect, because the, if I'm right in thinking so, yeah, they've got one more turn of it. So I'm going to not Mega Evolve, and I'm going to Protect. Just to get rid of that Tailwind, pretty much. So we go for that Protect, nicely done. And then Dragonite's Thunder Punch should still do a little bit of damage. There's the Electro Web, obviously I'm working on Froslass here. Electro Web is kind of annoying though. Lowering my speed a little bit on Retro is fine. They go for the Iron Head, it's not going to do any damage, which is fantastic thanks to the Protect. And there's the Thunder Punch, which is going to do a nice chunk of damage to Corviknight. And we get the Paralysis, which is really cool. Really good for us, that is. Very good for us. So now, the Tailwind does peter out, or peter out, however you pronounce that. I'm just going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to double up on the Rotom here. I'm not worried about the Corviknight. I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve, and I'm going to Shadow Ball that Rotom to death. We need to get rid of the Rotom, to be honest with you. And I'm really hoping their last Pokemon is Venusaur, and that we can keep Froslass here, because the Snow will give us a defense boost. But Iron Head will still hurt a little bit, you know? And hopefully we don't see a Tailwind. That'd be annoying. That'd be very annoying. So there's the snow warning, obviously. It's great stuff. We have like extreme speed, a bit of damage on the Rotom. Oh, it's a nice damage, that was. Nice damage. There's the Electro Web. How did it outspeed me? Is it Choice Scarf? Choice Scarf? Oh, fair enough. Anyway, we go for that Shadow Ball. Explains the frailness. Yeah, there's the Rotom going down. So that's a big threat gone. Scizor does no longer need to worry about too much now, which is fantastic. And then there's the Roost on the Corviknight. Now, what do we think they're going to be doing with Corviknight here? What's the main strat? They've got Iron Head, they've got Tailwind, they've got Roost. Probably Protect. Tyranitar comes in. That's absolutely fine. So they haven't brought Venusaur, which is good to know. And I need to lower that thing's attack. The Tyranitar, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out Froslass into Incineroar. Get the Intimidate on the Tyranitar, which is going to be great. And then obviously we're going to get Mirror Armored Intimidate back onto the Incineroar from the Corviknight, but it's fine. Alright, withdraw the Froslass. Thank you very much. And in comes Tiny the Tiger, the Incineroar. Intimidate, obviously lowering the attack of the Tyranitar, which is fantastic. And we lowered our own, but it's fine. Rock Slide comes through. It's going to definitely KO us. Yep, there we go. Well, not the Incineroar, but Dragonite definitely gets KO'd here, so it is what it is. So there we go. Dragonite goes down. And then the Corviknight goes for a Tailwind. Interesting choice. So they're going to outspeed us regardless of what we do here. I think they outspeed us anyway. Other than the Froslass, of course. I'm going to bring Scizor in. Scizor seems like the most likely candidate to handle this Tyranitar, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Sword Dance here, because I'm not bothered about the Corviknight right now. And we're going to go ahead and Flare Blitz. Wait, I've just switched in. I can fake out. Not bothered about Corviknight. And bothered about Tyranitar. So let's fake out the Tyranitar. If they protect, they protect. There we go. See, they protected, but we Sword Danced. That was the plan all along. Either way, as long as the Tyranitar doesn't move here, we're good. Because you never know when Tyranitar's going to have like a random Fire Blast or something. So Iron Head comes through. It's going to take us out, the Incineroar, obviously. Which is fine. Tiny comes back, and we're going to see a Mega Tyranitar. I just know it. So Sword Dance comes through. So what we need to do is, we're not going to rely on Blizzard here. We are going to bring Froslass in. This is going to prompt the Mega Evolution from Tyranitar now. Because they're going to be thinking, right, if we can get rid of that snow, they can't Blizzard us. They can't go for the Aurora Veil here, for example. So what I'm going to do is, Bug Bite's a bit stronger, so I'm going to go for the Bug Bite on the Tyranitar. And I'm not going to try and attack with the Froslass. I'm going to just Protect. Protect makes the most sense to me. Because I can see the Mega coming now. There we go. The Protect comes through on the Froslass, which is great. And then Low Kick on the Scizor. That's not going to do much damage, at least. Iron Head off the Corviknight is fine. We're going to Protect against that. And then we go for a Bug Bite, and hopefully they have a Berry instead of a Mega Stone here. Oh, is that Focus Sash? Or is it just only left on 1%? It's Focus Sash. Okay, cool. I'm not actually worried about this now, because it's not a Mega. So I'm just going to Bullet Punch you. In fact, I think we need to do that. We're going to Bug Bite. No. We're going to Bullet Punch Corviknight, and we're going to Blizzard. Because they're going to protect with Tyranitar most likely. But it's fine. I don't mind that. Them not being Mega Tyranitar is great, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. So the Corviknight takes some nice damage from Bullet Punch. 31% is not too bad. Rock Slide comes through, though. Oh, crap. I should have Bullet Punched that Tyranitar. This has not worked out how I wanted it to do. I really completely forgot about the Tailwind. Luckily, we can just Bullet Punch this Tyranitar. But the Corviknight is a different one. There's the Tailwind gun, at least. Down. I mean, yeah, we just get rid of the Tyranitar here, right? We have to. Have I just fumbled this game by not going for a Bullet Punch on a Tyranitar? I think I have. I'm a clown. I'm a class clown. Bullet Punch. Scizor, can you save the day, please? Obviously, you can take out the Tyranitar. That's no problem, but the Corviknight, on the other hand, oof, I don't know. I just don't know. Brave Bird? Oh, yeah, we're not living that. Nope. Well, you win some, you lose some. It wouldn't be a very good video if I just showed lots of wins all the time. But I can't. Look, I understand I fumbled there. Leave me alone. GG, Romeo.